play Perth Glory. Let's have a look at their season preparation. Let's look back at last year. We've got come 13th, which was last. So very sad season last year for the fans and for the club. Their record was poor at 4 wins, 5 draws, 17 losses. David Zurich, first season as senior coach though, but he's made some big changes in January, but didn't have a lot of impact, unfortunately. One of just 2 teams to beat Auckland in the regular season. I can't believe that. That's unbelievable. How can a team finish last and get beat Auckland? That's extraordinary. Anyway, the potential's there. Least goals scored is a problem, and most goals conceded. So, but last at all ends. Pre-season results haven't been great either, and I'm a bit surprised about that because, look at their side, and they've got 4 former Socceroos: Brigetti, Brendan O'Neill, Josh Risdon, Adam Taggart. I thought they would have had a little bit more promise. Now, we've seen, obviously, Seriaso come over and give them an absolute hiding as well. So I was a bit surprised. I don't know where to put Perth at the moment, but let's look at their ins and outs.
Massive season for David Zulich as well. He came across with a lot of expectation. He was credited for a lot of that good work and the pressing that Sydney FC did under Ufuk Talay when he was Talay's number 2. So I think when he got over there, he realised that he didn't quite have the squad to do what he wanted to do. And as you mentioned, he made some moves in January that didn't really work out. But potentially in the off-season, he's got some of the players that he likes there. And I think it's going to be a very challenging season for him. But I'm sure that, they can't finish 13th, so they're going to improve in that sense. But I think they're going to want to see a lot of improvement in this squad. So some of their ins, so Brian Kaltak is a big in. He's come across from the Central Coast Mariners. A couple of boys from Wellington Phoenix, Sam Sutton and Scott Wooden. Callum Timmins also comes in. Mark Birigidi with his experience. Good to see Sebastian Despotovsky, son of Bobby Despotovsky, get rewarded. Oliver Evans also gets his scholarship contract. Arian Suleimani comes in. Kucharski is a big in from Sydney, obviously via Western United. Gabriel Popovic, Shabel Shamoon comes from Western United. Reece Bozanovsky is a great pickup point in my mind from Western United. And then just in recent days, Tom Lawrence, a Welsh striker, comes
That
in.
could be big.
Yeah, it could be big, but I also wonder where what he's going to do with all these striking options, because when you do look at Kucharski, Taggart, and now Lawrence coming in, is he going to play a few of them a bit wider, or how is he going to manage that? So not sure what he's going to do there, but maybe it's a good headache for him to have players at his disposal. Let's have a look at the outs. Joel Anasmo is out. Jalen Pearman obviously going to QPR. And as Hamazui, Lockie Barr goes out. Patrick Wood, who was on loan from Sydney FC, goes back to Sydney FC. Riley Warland is out. Tas Mordekudis, Yutu Misao, Tuyuki Okamoto, Hiroki Ayama. A few of those boys came in January, but obviously didn't have the impact. Ollie Sale has gone to Auckland FC. Tomislav Mersla, and then Nikola Miljuznic has gone to Wellington Phoenix as well. So probably given the season they've had, probably not too many disappointing outs. Pearman stands out, but he was still young as well. But he's obviously had the ambition. But a lot of the others, probably not the biggest out for them. So they're probably strengthened when you look at the ins. And then they've locked up a few of their key players. Probably Lockie Wales and Luke Amos are the key ones that they've re-signed. So definitely looking stronger than they did last season, for sure.
Yeah, they need to have a clean out, and hopefully Tom Lawrence will be their shining light. They just need, some leadership and obviously someone a bit more clinical up there. But they've got the players around them now to strike. It's whether they can obviously be consistent. I don't know where they sit. I'd like to have a little bit more optimism, but I thought I would have seen a bit more in pre-season. But pre-season's friendly, so it's hard to always get a gauge. But players to watch, Kucharski for sure. Maybe it's just that total blend that they need some time. Maybe they're, a bit slow burners, but get build into the season. Maybe I just hard to place them. But their first 5 games they got Wellington, so I think they've got a great opportunity there. But then the 2 Melbourne teams, City and Victory, will really test them out, and then the Central Coast and Newcastle next. So an interesting start, and my prediction. I tried to put them up the ladder, but I just don't have much confidence with them at the moment. So I've picked them 11th. What are your thoughts on their season ahead?
Yeah, I've got them 10th. I could see them finishing higher for sure. Depends on how some of those recruits settle in. They haven't had the best preseason whatsoever. Lots of losses in games there, besides the ones they played against just local teams. So yeah, it's hard to tell much from preseason. I'm excited to see how some of these players get on. Des Patowski, obviously, big shoes to fill with his dad, Bobby. This is the last year that we saw in the Under 20 World Cup. Nathaniel Blair, who did well with the Under 23 squad as well. Probably one of those ones I was thinking of before in terms of where he's going to get his opportunity up front. Kaczarski, I'm looking forward to seeing him get a good run because yeah, he didn't get the best run at Sydney FC last season. So hopefully for his sake, he's not just going there and going to have some bench time as well. But I think there's some promise in there. But yeah, I just wonder if they are going to be as strong as some of the other teams we picked up, a bit higher than them.
The fans season average 6,300 last year. You know, they need some hope. Yeah, this is a club that used to perform at the top level, and it'd be great to see them come back, at least be a bit more competitive and make a run of it. I definitely think they're just going to be outside the finals, but not by much. I don't think there's too many teams. I think it's going to be really tight in between those places of 5 to 10. So I hope Perth bring back some glory days and hopefully more success as they build this football club back to hopefully its pinnacle where it was.
What I will say about those 6,000 odd average fans is that they are very loyal. They haven't a lot to cheer about in the last few seasons. So credit to those Perth fans who have turned up week in, week out to see a pretty poor team over the last couple of seasons. And hopefully for their sake, they see some improvement for this season.